Forbes India presents Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2023, powered by Indeed.
Hi, I'm Sonal Singh, and I'm currently working as the head of talent acquisition with Deutsche Bank. I have been with the Tata Group before that, and that honestly has been my career journey. I have an experience of around 14 years in the talent acquisition space. I think that's a fabulous question to begin the conversation. I was born into a family of engineers, and being someone who was always good with numbers, engineering was the obvious career path for me. HR was just not in my horizon till I started volunteering for activities, especially during the placement process in my institute. And that is when I would see organizations showcasing opportunities and possibilities to prospective talent and how they support their growth, how they nurture their talent, and that really fascinated me. I decided to then change the course of my career, pursue a post graduation in human resources, and decided to have a career in HR, and that is how I landed here. After completing my master's in human resources, I was fortunate enough to join one of the most prestigious conglomerates that provided me an exposure into various industries, ranging from telecom to manufacturing. I worked in a setup which was a plant site and two, headquarters, which was the group headquarters, one of the most prestigious ones. I think, while the context of all the organizations that I worked in this conglomerate was very different. I think one thing that was always constant and is a constant everywhere is the fact that it is the quality of your talent that sets you apart as an organization. And after this wonderful stint, I joined Deutsche Bank. And Deutsche Bank as an organization has been able to provide me a plethora of opportunities, be it an exposure of hiring fresh graduates from institutes inside the country or hiring the top suite business leaders, working across various functions, having exposure of working outside of India. I would really think that, in hindsight, all of these experiences are what has shaped me into being the individual that I am today. And that honestly has been, the real professional journey and, the factor of me being what I am. The Indian talent market possibly has witnessed the most aggressive build-ups that have ever taken place. There are organizations that are ranging from startups to established product companies, tech giants, global MNCs, Indian firms. There is a massive, massive battle going on to hire the right talent. And a candidate today is so spoiled with choices that it is harder than ever for organizations to showcase the value propositions to prospective candidates whose average attention span is today running into a couple of seconds. Decisions are being taken by candidates, only looking at the percentage hikes. The number of job switches that someone has made, is a figure that they like to boast about. Now, in this kind of a scenario, the ability of an organization to be able to reach out to the right talent, which is going to be embedded into its ecosystem organically and is able to resonate to our value system. I think that possibly is the biggest challenge. And there is no key to the ideal attraction strategy. It is something that is a continuous investment and a journey of evolution where you're trying to showcase the kind of possibilities that exist in your organization for employees. You're trying to share stories of employees that the prospective candidates can relate to, and showcasing the achievements that you can market to the external world of all the collaborative efforts that the teams within have been able to achieve. I think one of the key strategic priorities for our organization has been diversity and inclusion. And being really passionate about this, I am quite proud of being able to target and hire diverse talent pools roles, be it returning mothers, LGBTQIs, or people with disabilities. Now, to enable this, we introduced quite an innovative strategy. We have introduced something called a differentiated employee referral bonus, which aims at giving a higher payout of bonus in case someone is referring a diverse candidate. Now, apart from this, I think we have also made sure that in our tech hiring, especially the interview evaluations that we need to do, and we are hiring a lot of engineers, people who really need to be hands on. And to be able to solve whether the candidate is fitting into the job requirements or not, we have tied up with vendors that actually specialize in providing us technical evaluation, which is skill based. And that has helped us not just optimize our interviewing process, but also bring in consistency in the evaluations. So I really feel these two have been extremely helpful for us in this kind of an aggressive talent market. As an organization, we have seen possibly one of the most action packed years. We have managed to increase our volumes of hiring by over 70% while undergoing a transition in our operating model. Apart from all the things that I told you that we have done in the tech space in our hiring, where we have skill based evaluations introduced, we have done multiple initiatives in our diversity hiring. And today, with all of this, we are contributing to approximately 40% of the hiring that takes place for Deutsche Bank globally, and we are the second largest location for Deutsche Bank outside of India. So I really feel that cumulative effort, not just because of me, but the entire team and the ecosystem that the organization has been able to provide is what has led to this particular success. This is quite a tough one to answer, but I do recall that while growing up, I think there was a phase in my life when I was very fascinated with everything to do with science fiction, and I dreamt of being an astronaut. There was also a point of time when in my graduation, my parents thought possibly I'll not land into any institute despite being really good at studies. And I remember that I ended up being a high ranker in an architectural entrance exam, and being able to secure the dream institute, which is possibly the best architecture institute in the country. I did not take up the admission, and I hope someone else more deserving went ahead with that. But possibly those two, or any of these would have been my career choices. Who knows? I really feel that this is the most exciting time for anyone to join any career course that they are passionate about. As long as you are true to yourself, you are persistent in your efforts, and you're open to new ideas, you are bound to succeed. So just go ahead, decide what you wish to do, and make that dive. As someone who manages a large team, I think one of the most important aspects for us is to make sure that our teams are enthused, they are engaged, and they are developed into leaders of tomorrow. Also, as we grow in our careers and we have an experience that starts ranging into decades, I feel that it is time for professionals to also give back and make sure that others who are possibly just starting off their careers get the kind of advice that we wish we would have received when we would have started. But all said and done, I still honestly believe the journey has still begun, and there are a lot of possibilities that lie ahead.
Forbes India presents Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2023, powered by Indeed.